and welcome to NDE Talk. I'm your host, Natalie Higgins, and today's video is going to be a little bit different to the others. I thought I would do a bit of a personal vlog for you guys to kind of understand me as a person, why I'm doing these podcasts, and what I've learnt as a near-death experiences host, and how it's changed my life today. And so if this is something you're not really interested in watching, that's completely understandable. There will be new videos coming up soon. However, today it's just about me sharing with you parts of myself, why I'm doing this, and what I've learned. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. I've always been a very curious person by nature. I never really fit in. I never really felt loved and appreciated. Growing up in a family where you have your mom and your dad and your siblings, and it's all, table talk at the end of the day is always welcoming and warm. We didn't really have any of that. The way I grew up, it was very dysfunctional. I was always alone. I didn't get tucked into bed, and like all those little things that people kind of take for granted are the things I wish that I had the most. But this enabled me to spend a lot of time on my own and really, think about the world around me. And this built an empath in me. I was able to feel people, understand people. I would observe people in situations that would be somewhat helpful to me. Um, I grew up quite lonely, but it really opened up doors for me to ponder, what does it mean to be here on Earth? What does it mean to be human? Why are we here? And what is our purpose here? And so you could say I'm a bit of an old soul. I'm only 31, yet I feel like I've lived a very long life. Um, but one of the main reasons why I created this channel is because I've always had a fear of death. The feeling of simply not existing anymore scares the daylights out of me. And I'm sure it scares you as well. But when I had my daughter, who's now 4, I had a very big blood loss and I thought I was going to die, but I wasn't. It was an extreme amount of blood, but I was able to recover, through iron medication and a good diet. But I can't shake the feeling of being just so terrified of the thought of death. And since that day, I've been searching for meaning and purpose and trying to sort of fill the gaps in my life. And it was only till a few years ago that I discovered near-death experiences. And thank you so much, Jeff Mara, because your podcast is incredible. That is exactly what has changed my life. If you haven't heard of him, please check him out. That's the Jeff Mara podcast. Yeah, so when I came across this channel, I heard about near-death experiences for the first time, and I was so taken back. Wait a minute, we don't really truly die? This can't be true. And so I would watch them every night before bed. I would literally meditate to these videos. I became obsessed. And it got to the point where it was no longer enough to watch these videos, but I wanted to be a part of the sharing process of these experiences in order to change people's life just as much as it changed mine. It changed my life to the point that if I die, I know that I'm going to be okay, and I know that I will continue going on to the next life as if walking through another door. So I've learnt. And I've also grown as a person where everywhere I go, I want to share a part of myself with people, because from hearing all these near-death experience stories, I've heard that when they come back, that they cherish their life more so now than ever. And so I want to make it my life's mission to put a smile on people's faces. I want to help people. I want to know that when I leave this world, that I was able to impact someone in some way or able to bring value into someone's life. Whether it's a smile or my time or just listening to those people who have something to share that they don't really feel heard. So just things like that, I'm really more drawn to doing these things for people. I don't really care as much about myself as I used to. I'm more giving, and I don't really care as much for material things like I used to. It doesn't seem to bother me at all anymore. I find that I want to start looking after myself better. I want to sleep better. I want to eat better. I want to value myself and and explore why I chose to come here. And so these are a few of the things that I've done in terms of changing myself since doing this podcast journey. Okay, so some of the things that I've learned since hosting a near death experiences podcast is that so before we come to Earth, we have a contract. And in that contract, we go over with our guides on the other side, obstacles that we're going to go through, struggles we're going to go through, good things we're going to go through, and lessons that need to be learnt. And so we go through all these things. We choose our parents, our friends, our lives, the people we're going to touch, all these different things. We choose this. And then obviously we've been given free will. And so we can navigate our lives within that blueprint that we've been given with our own free will, if that makes sense. So I've also learned that when we come here and we have our contract, if we're not meeting the contract rules, people will have near-death experiences. And when they have their near-death experiences, they get to have their life review and they see, oh, okay, this is where I could have done better, and this is where I was doing so well, and they can see how they've impacted other people's lives as well as their own. And so when these people who have near-death experiences come back, they're changed people, and they're different. Their life has been changed because they understand now why they came here, and I think that that's absolutely incredible. And yeah, I've never had a near-death experience, but listening to these people's experiences has changed my life in a way to acknowledge the fact that don't take life for granted. Give more of yourself to people rather than being selfish and lovers of material objects, because that's not what matters here. What truly matters, and what I've learned that matters, is the love of God or source. And we are part of source. We are part of the light that is source. And for us to experience this life on earth, we want to expand our light and grow our light and share our light to the others. And so I feel like it's very important to understand this and share this with everybody who's listening. What is hell? What is the void? Could it be a construct of the mind? Could hell be the ongoing negative emotions that are just kind of out there put together into one place? We can either have positive energy or negative energy. Everything has a vibration, even our thoughts, and even the thoughts that we don't bring to the voice. So if I had a thought but didn't speak it, where does that thought go? And I wonder and I ponder if this is what created hell, all the negative thoughts and stuck thoughts and uh, um, you know, emotions that were never spoke of, or the things that people wish they said to others, do they all go into a thought form that creates its own entity? I wonder if that's what hell is. I really don't know. This is something that I've thought of since hosting a near-death experiences podcast. And heaven, it seems to have layers to it, that all the positivity that we give could also expand in heaven in itself. Because if you think about it, heaven is love. It is the ultimate all-knowing love. So why would you need to come to earth in order to expand? But I've learned that it needs to know darkness to embrace and acknowledge its own light. So these are some of the things that I started to ponder during my journey here, and I hope this is all making sense. That death is not something to fear, it's actually something to celebrate, because we don't really die. Our bodies may die, but our spirit is eternal, and it continues on as if walking through another door. And where we go, I don't fully know, but I do know we do go somewhere, and we continue on, and we return to the creator who is the source of all that is. And I think that that's such a beautiful thing. And I don't fully know if there's a hell or if I want to believe that there is a hell, but I have come to the conclusion that maybe there is a hell, and that it makes me want to change the way I am in terms of thinking more positive and not so negative, because I want to stay higher in vibration so that when I pass, I go into the higher realms of heaven. I've also learned that when people come back from their near-death experiences, that they have these new abilities, that they can become psychic, intuitive, empathic. They'll be able to intuitively heal people. And so I feel like this is kind of incredible. More importantly, I think it's important to share with everybody the things that I have learned. I want to talk to everybody about it. I want to tell everyone, like, hey, we don't die. Like, yeah, our body dies, but our spirit goes on, and it's the most amazing thing. Like, don't you all want to know about this? If you knew that we didn't truly die, you'd want to know about it, right? So, me doing this podcast is incredibly important. I'm incredibly thankful that I've done it, and I'm so happy that I've gotten this far, because before doing this podcast, I wanted to do this for about 2 years, but I procrastinated because I was so nervous. Yet I've changed a little bit. I feel like it was more important to get the message out there than feel the way I feel about it. So here I am now, expressing myself in the most rawest form and just sharing a bit of myself with you all, in hopes that whoever hears this message might have hope, or might feel a little bit better about themselves and their journey despite what you're going through. Because yeah, life is tough. It's really tough. But I've learned that suffering beautifully is the goal. To know that there is suffering in this life, but to acknowledge that, hey, we're here for a reason. So do it with love and compassion, and just share yourself. Just share yourself with others. Anyway, I hope that you all like this video. I might do a few more of these sort of personal vlogs, sorry, to you guys, so that you kind of understand me and my journey and where I am with all of this. But yeah, I just really wanted to share with you all where I'm at and the things that I'm learning and how it's changing me as a person. And so I hope that these videos change you as well. And I wanted to thank you all for your support. I wanted to thank all of you who comment on my channel, who were so uplifting and supportive of what I'm doing. It's absolutely incredible. And I really appreciate those of you who are sharing my videos and helping me on my journey, because one share at a time is getting these messages to someone who may not know about near-death experiences. And so I'm very incredibly blessed that you guys are doing this for me. So thank you. Thank you. I really do thank you all for your support. And if you're new here, please like, share, and subscribe, as this does help my videos go a lot further, and to help those who may have lost a loved one who hasn't heard of a near-death experience before, that can bring joy to their life in their suffering. And yeah, I really do appreciate you all. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.